Hey,
Graham, you just shot a bunch of new pictures.
I did. Um, but one of them is a special project that, um, hey, let me move for a minute.
Hey, real quick, I just saw your while you're doing that. I saw your text. Do you want me to put those up immediately, or do you want me to wait till the 21st?
I think we should just put them up when they come,
Okay, okay.
when
I
they
have
come in.
downloaded it already, so I can just throw it up
Yeah.
Yeah,
when I walk
that's
inside.
right. Keep the punters guessing. That's what I say.
I think that that's a song, isn't it? Keep the punters guessing, keep them guessing. Oh wait, no, that's take the punk, take the punk rockers bowling, take them bowling.
Oh, I like your Christmas tree. That's good. You should. Yeah, we should probably hang shiny things off ourselves, I guess.
Oh, I'm not drunk enough for that yet.
Well, it can be arranged.
Yeah, you can't even see me in here.
Nope.
Let me turn on a light.
Maybe I should just point this at something interesting other than me.
Yeah, let's see.
I don't think I've ever seen
me-
your kitchen before.
Oh, well, which side of the camera is it showing? I guess it's the look at me side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. There's my big stove that I heat with, which I'm supposed to be building a fire in. There's my chips.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, how do I do it so I'm just looking at your feed?
Pin me, and then you'll see I'm feeding out from OBS, so you see what the show sees.
There we go. Gotcha. Okay. Now
Not that we're
the thing
necessarily
about
in
it,
the show.
the thing about it is, I like you, but I'm not gonna pin you. That's just I don't like you like that, Ethan. Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna. Okay, Ethan, Nick, we're not gonna talk about that experimental thing that I'm working on, but I'll show a picture of from my Chamonix.
Okay, cool. See if I can
Let's see.
screen here.
Can I? Where's my Sharon? There we go. Oh, present now. I'm looking for share screen. A window. We're going to. There we go. Doesn't look like it's sharing though. Can't share your screen. Might not have screen recording permissions on your computer.
Oh.
No, I might not have it. Yeah. Is it on your end?
Well, so if it was my end, I think you would see like you don't permission like if you can present now, then it's not on my end. If it's screen sharing permissions, it's probably what device are you on?
Oh, Google Chrome. Google Chrome. There we. Oh, I gotta quit. I'll be back.
Okay, see you later. In the meantime, we got Nico Casals in the chat on Facebook for YouTube. Nico.
Very funky resolution going on here.
Yeah, so kind of what's going on is like you're coming through Google compression, and I am coming through a direct web slightly.
Well, it's like beyond compression. It's more like radioactive decay.
Okay, well, give me a screenshot and we can troubleshoot that. I see you just fine on this end.
Oh, good.
Better set up.
Well, I don't know what the deal is. I was surprised by how good the connection was the other day.
Yes, I think a lot of it was me lagging the group, and I got this wrong answer. So,
yeah, who knows?
You know.
So what are you gluing? Mongooses?
No, I wish. Although that's going to be long and painful. I'm filling an order for Brooklyn Camera of these scan trays. One side they hold Polaroids.
Oh, scanner trays?
Uh-huh. And then
so you just slap 4 Polaroids in it and throw it in a scanner, that idea?
Yeah, and then they stay off of the bed so you don't get moire patterns. And then also they're in perfect registration every time, so you don't do out the 4 you stuck on the deck, and you can just.
Sounds pretty nice. I'm actually really kind of excited about this Lomo, Instax wide thing that's coming out.
Yeah, me too. I think there's a lot of things to build around it. I'm glad that I did not. It'd be a hard product to compete.
A lot of ships have gone aground on the rocks of instant film.
Yeah, almost every one of them. But it's cool. Everybody's working on something.
You know what's funny? When I was a little kid, I lived in Peterborough, New Hampshire, right down the road from Edwin Land. Oh. And I knew who he was, and I knew about Polaroid at the time. I never got to meet him, though. Oh. But he was literally right down the road, like a couple of miles.
So when I was buying cameras, I spent a couple of weeks driving around Boston and Sterling, right by Polaroid. And like half of the photographers I met had like some deal with Polaroid. Like I think they, sponsored or semi-employed every photographer working in the area to like test new films.
Well, my sister was running the giant camera they had at the Boston Museum of Art. So you're right, everyone.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that wasn't. Is ever going to come on the show and talk to us about that?
We'll talk her into it, but we have to work her up to it. She's such a brilliant photographer and just isn't doing it. She got all excited when I got back into it and bought some cameras and things, but it didn't take. But now she's retired just now, so maybe we can get her out there shooting again. I mean, she's right there in Lower Manhattan. Come on, man. Got the cameras, got the skills. Go take pictures.
Yeah, I haven't taken a photo in a year.
I've got a huge box of film I got to send to somebody because I don't have time to develop it right now, but I really want to see the results.
Man, do it yourself. Do it yourself. Okay.
I'll get there, but it's about time. Yeah, right. Everybody wants me to make stuff for them, and I got to squeak out what's, and for me, like shooting comes first. And then if I have time, making prints and film developing is last in line.
Hey, Ethan.
Yes, Graham.
Why are you still half the screen when I'm trying to?
Because I moved it around. Hold on. Nope. Give me 1 second here to line you up. I should be creating extra scenes instead of just modifying this one scene.
Yeah.
But
well, I'll get you.
Yeah. Hang on a sec here. Change the capture size and then the padding filter.
Wow. Okay, so when I went to meeting details, there are 4 people in the meeting. Me, Ethan, Nick, and my presentation is the same person.
Cool. Okay, so if we were actually doing a podcast and we had a layout, I would have, 3 of us on the side here, kind of under where I am, but down there. Or however, actually, that doc I sent you via text, however you want to lay them out, right? But that was sort of like the scenes that I got from watching what was going on.
So Graham, are those your barrels of dinosaur gas there?
Yes, they are. This is, I live in Florida. So these are exclusively for the powering of the whole house generator.
The what?
Whole house generator.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I live in Florida.
But do you not have power from like the city or the county?
Yes, I do. I do not have power, like essentially my entire area, when hurricanes or particularly strong
Yeah.
tropical storms roll through.
We usually lose power here for an average of 3 or 4 days every winter. And I've yet to go out and get a generator, but the only thing we really have to have on hand is water, because I can heat the house and I can cook. So I just have to keep, a few gallons of water on hand, and I'm good.
Mhm.
If we have the big earthquake that's predicted, I'm gonna, we'll lose all the food in the freezer and so forth. But that'll only be the very, very tip of the iceberg of our troubles.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you may be the tip of the iceberg at that point. You may be looking for a tall tree.
Yeah.
After Whidbey slithers into the ocean.
Well, it won't slither into the ocean, but a lot of stuff will fall over. I'm a quarter of a mile from what's known as the Whidbey Fault.
Well, is it your fault?
No.
Yeah. Okay. I did. The other thing that I did today is I took. Here, hang on a second. Let me look for a couple of these things. I have a pixelator, and my pixelator does not allow me sprockets. So, Ethan, we talked about this.
You're going to file it out like a negative.
File it out. But what I did was I took a mat knife and I cut it out.
You know about Hamish's thing where he has like an open source platform for 3D printed mods to the pixelator, of which Simon has made a bunch of awesome ones.
Yeah, in fact, actually, Dave Walker sent me Hamish's thing that said, "Hey, all you 3D printing folks, who wants to do what do you call it? Who wants to do a holder for APS?"
Yeah, I got that from Dave Walker, and I told him Simon Forster should beat me to it.
Oh man, no! You need to make an APS holder that goes on 4x5 camera. That you have to do that because this is how we're going to suck Gutterman into the world of large format.
I told him I wouldn't do it because it would only encourage Gutterman.
I don't have a problem encouraging him at all.
Yeah. And he said, but we want to encourage Gutterman. And I said that he was an enabler. And then he said something about, have you seen my blog? That's all I do is enable.
I'll tell you what, I'm ready, standing by and prepared to make a 4x5 camera that says Pentax on it.
Oh man. You get Gutterman immediately. Wow, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I have a camera. I have many cameras. Here, I'm going to show you guys this thing as soon as I can save it as a JPEG, get it in the right thing. Well, actually, you know what? I can show it in Photoshop.
So are you absolutely crazy about this Chamonix device?
The Chamonix is wonderful. That's not what I'm going to show you.
Oh, okay.
I am. So this is. So okay. So you guys are seeing my my Photoshop here.
Yeah, I'm gonna think until. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what you're seeing in my Photoshop is a picture that's created using a Ricoh R1S. And that is a super slim point and shoot pocket autofocus camera from late 90s. And
35 millimeter.
35 millimeter. And one of the things it will do is it will, in a low light situation, if you turn the flash off, it'll keep the shutter open up to 2 seconds.
Cool.
And that's
Cool.
what we're looking at with this.
Nice.
So let me here. I should stop. There we go.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
then,
I like that about Ricoh. They don't. It doesn't. The cameras don't. Nanny you. They let you. They let you screw up.
yeah, right.
Yeah. That's good.
So I wasn't really sure what I was looking at there, but let me get. The other thing is it has a mode where it will take a picture. It'll do 2 exposures on the same frame. One of the exposures is a long exposure, once again, up to 2 seconds. And then the other part is a very short exposure with a flash. And so the idea is that you get like, a nighttime scene where the sky is lit up, and, So I find it a particularly good.
You're describing it very well, but I don't see it. Are you intending to?
No, I'm not showing it.
All right.
I'm just telling you what the camera can do.
So what? What's the lens? What's the lens?
It's a 30 millimeter 2.8.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's another thing Ricoh did is they stuck to wide angle when everyone else was zooming in on everything. Yeah. That's really nice. Wow, I love that. I love 32 millimeters. That's kind of my new favorite. It's like that perfect place right between 35 and 28 where you really want to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So using a 21 millimeter on the Fuji gives you 32 equivalent, and it's a great field of view.
Okay, so here's an example. So this is an example of it taking both the flash and the long exposure. So this glow in here is a very, very long exposure of my dog on the lawn at night. And this is the flash exposure. So the very crisp is the flash, and the blurry
at the very end.
Say it again.
The flash come at the very end. I think it'd be called like rear thing.
Yeah, it's the flash is at the end, and it actually opens the shutter twice. So it opens it for the long, and then it closes it, and then does the syncs it with the flash.
What a weird bunch of programming they must have in the microcontroller in that thing.
Well, that's cool, though. It's like a seance camera because it captures the scene, and then it also captures the ectoplasm.
Right. Exactly. And so what do you guys think of my filed out pixelator?
I think you're onto something, but you could execute the manufacturing with more precision.
Yeah, you probably should. Well, that bastard file might be a little coarse.
Yeah. Well, the bastard file is the bastard who tried to file it.
Hey, yeah.
Are you guys seeing me saving that, or is it here? Let's see.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, but seeing it on Google, some kind of Google scope on my phone is not a really adequate way to judge the image. So You'll have to post it on Flickr or somewhere where I can see it.
Yeah,
properly.
no, I'll
Yeah.
post it on the Instagram so you can see it on your phone. Yeah. Hang on a second. R1S. And this was UF1 plus X dash.
Yeah, this particular connection that we're dealing with right now for me is like it's really raggedy. Like
but if
yeah.
are you putting it out to YouTube right now, Ethan?
Yeah, so I'm simulcasting to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and I'm also but I'm also hardwired, which is nice.
Yeah,
On my end, I get you guys perfectly, so I think it's not.
Yeah.
So this is kind of interesting that Ethan is like suddenly leaping into the future where, you know, your entire life is being broadcast on multiple channels all the time.
Hopefully, I will leap into a future where this is the past.
Right. Well, and part of the deal is he had to go way in the past to do it. Number one, he had to buy a PC. He had to buy a Windows machine. Number two, he had to get a cable, a line in order to do it. So, yeah.
Well, so after something like 25 years of Macness, I have suddenly opened the door to PC because I am now going to use a computer that has a separate monitor. And if I want to put some other sort of processor up on that monitor, I can, which I've never been able to do before. Because
I've got to go get a power cord.
Apple always handcuffs the monitor to the processor so that you can't do that. And so this is going to be new for me, and I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, I got excited. I got a bunch of screens right now on my desk, but I have not moved all of the screens over here to my workbench. So
well, my first real monitor is coming in the mail, and I'll be able to, and I'm getting a Mac Mini to run it, the new one. So I'll be able to really get a decent monitor for one thing. I mean, you know, Apple's screens are nice, but they're the ones I could afford were never good enough. And this one will actually make colors that my printer can make. So that'll be an improvement. But it also means if I decide I wanted to start fooling around with CAD and that kind of thing, that I'm not trapped in Mac world anymore. So that's good. Yeah.
Yep. Apple is but you just said you're getting a Mac Mini.
Sure, but if I wanted to get some sort of, you know, Windows processor, I could stick it on the same monitor. I don't have to buy a whole bunch of other stuff. So it changes the equation, you know.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I've now learned a couple of different ways that I can run an iPad as, you know, a touchscreen pencil controller on the Mac, which is a big deal to me because I've never been able to do that. But now there's a couple different ways you can use an iPad to draw directly on images. And that's a big deal for me anyway, because I've messed with a Wacom tablet for a couple of years now, and I'm never happy. And a mouse is a nightmare, you know, compared to a pencil. So this will be a big change for me. I'm pretty excited about it. Because I have to sometimes spend a lot of time tediously fixing analog images that I scanned, put into some software, and then, you know, the tools I've been working with are horrible, and this will change. This will change that. So that's really great.
Oh, here's an interesting one. There we
go. I have a bunch of friends who use the Apple Pencil.
Yeah, well, I'll be able to do that because I can hook. My sister gave me a very old iPad, and it's too old for the Apple software to work, but there's something called Luna. What is it?
Oh,
Luna.
Hang on, Nick.
Yeah.
Apple Pencil is not going to be compatible with an old iPad.
The one I have is not that old. It'll work. Okay. But it's too old for Sidecar. So the trouble with Apple is they change their operating systems too radically, too quickly, and they keep ditching software and leaving it behind, you know, like a crumpled wreck. And the answer for most of that is just to forget about buying expensive software and just to work in the cloud as much as possible, because you waste a lot of money otherwise. But anyway, so this device does allow you to use much older alternative monitors than the Apple software lets you use. It's like a $70 thing. It's actually pretty cool. I've forgotten the second half of the name. It's Luna something. Luna, I forget. But there's a solution anyhow, because I've been looking for that for a long time, wanting to draw right on a screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah.
I've just been doing a lot of scanning, vectorizing of late.
Well, we do, all our drawing on paper with pencils, but then we'll scan it, and then we need to work with it afterward.
Same.
And that's, logically you do that in Photoshop, but for years, having to scribble with a mouse has been it just rubs me the wrong way. It's like fingernails on the chalkboard to me, it's torture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to it. I mean, I've been doing it long enough. It's my primary.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it gives me a serious twitch. I just can't. There's something about the way my nervous system is put together. It just is never going to work.
Yeah. Here's a were Trudy. Not a werewolf. Were Trudy. Do you see her in the center of that photo?
Yes, I think so. Or her spirit.
Yeah. Trudy's spirit animal is Trudy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw her.
Yeah.
Just for a minute.
Yeah, and then I yanked it away just as you reached out.
So I've discovered a new trick for pitch dark photography in the woods in the Northwest in the middle of the winter, is to use a green filter. Because all the stuff that is pretty is green, and that makes it brighter. It's really pretty effective. I'm going to definitely keep pursuing that. I always ignored the green filter until recently, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, it's really dark, and I want the green stuff to show up. So let's see what it does.
I don't generally use filters enough.
Yeah.
I don't have the brain for it. Now, are you doing it as an electronic filter?
This is a digital filter, but I have real filters that will work too. And all you have to do is add a little exposure. Just figure out how to compensate a bit. It's just adding a stop or a half a stop. It's not that complicated. You just have to do it. And most of my cameras are a light meter anyway, so all I need to do is, adjust the ISO a little, and I don't have to think. So.
Hey, Ethan, is anybody watching us?
We have 4 viewers on 3 channels, 1 on Twitch, 2 on Facebook, and 1 on YouTube.
Hello.
I mean, I did not announce this, and I think you guys are titled like.
Oh, I'm the one
stream.
on YouTube. I'm the one on YouTube. I'm looking at the YouTube version.
Oh, Nicole Small's here. Hey, Nicole. You want to come say hi? There's the link is
YouTube one.
over there. There's the link.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, so it's been. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to become popular on YouTube, going hours silently gluing things here, but it's become a nice place, I think, where people have come to hang out.
Yeah.
Well, there's Norwegian television shows that are essentially like watching somebody glue stuff.
People have mentioned the Yule log and the slow TV, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I tried to do some ASMR when I was peeling a lot of this acrylic for like 3 hours, but I don't think people like that. Oh, Chris Paragoy says, "Hey everyone, hey Chris, the link is over here if you want to come say hi." So here's kind of something that I've been thinking about is, we haven't really set a schedule yet. I like our Monday mornings, but maybe we want to talk about doing a schedule that's like a time when we think a lot of people can come and make a more regular call-in segment.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
My problem is that if we do Monday morning, which I agree are good. There are some days that I just won't be able to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can put it in there as a hope. But there's
Well, why don't you give us? Why don't you? You're the most constrained at the moment. Why don't you just give us your time schedule, your windows, and we'll see if one of them works, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, if I do
Graham
it on
doesn't have a set schedule.
Fridays, I can't do.
Just say when you can.
Yeah.
Right, but the point I think Graham's trying to make is that his schedule moves around a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, so does mine. So yeah.
Yeah. Nicole Small.
There we go. How is it in Montreal tonight?
Okay, I'm gonna go sit in front of Nicole over here because she has no webcam still.
Hey, how is
I can see her, and she has some sort of pulsing aura too.
Yeah, I'll sit down here.
I was
okay. This one's good.
There we go.
Nice. I wanted to mention that my sister just sent me this hat, Ethan, and it looks like it's exactly like your hat. So
interesting.
She somehow figured that out.
My sister knit me this hat.
Ah, well, my sister lives in New York and it doesn't know how to knit, but
I have no sister.
Oh, I'd loan you one.
And thus you have no hats. Nicole and Chris, what are you guys up to these days?
Lots of stuff.
I'm
well, pick
printing
one.
lots of forms for my sister.
What kind of forms?
Disability forms and stuff like that.
Oh, that kind
Retirement
of forms.
forms.
Yeah, I'm dealing with that kind of junk too. Tax forms. Yeah.
She's sick and she can't do it, so
right.
My laser printer's not working, and so I'm using my P800. But it's like the only driver I have on it is the quad unrip, and it's going real slow.
Oh no!
So and there's I have lots of pages, so I'm just
The P800 isn't that like a 13 by 19? Isn't it super?
It's a 17-inch wide.
Oh, 17-inch wide. Yeah. We have at work. We have the 8,000. We have an 8,000 and a 6,000.
Yeah, I have a 8,000 at work and a 7880 and some 4900s. Yeah. That's what I do. I do something like you do, or I manage facilities and do some teaching. So.
Yeah. Is it in a photography department?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, mostly I do. I teach web design and graphic design, but I do get to teach the photography class 2 out of 3 times it's offered each year.
Yeah.
So that's good. But
and where I forget where you are. Is it in a Midwest somewhere or
Maryland?
I'm in Maryland.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not far from, not compared to where I grew up.
You dropped.
Yeah, I grew up in New Hampshire, but it's sort of like Maryland.
Yeah, except colder. They probably got more snow than we did.
Yeah, that's normal.
I always laugh, I grew up in Minnesota and I always laughed at the evening news when they would, if Philadelphia gets hit and if New York gets hit, it makes, the evening news. But I mean, we would get hit and nobody would say anything about, Minneapolis got 28 inches of snow. So when this last storm came through, I was laughing, and then I heard that Binghamton, New York, got 40 inches, and I went, "That's serious. I'll give you, I'll give you. That's a news article. 40 inches.
That's pretty far up. That's pretty up there by Canada, though. I mean,
Binghamton's not too far from Montreal.
Yeah.
Did you go to college in Minnesota?
Yes, I'm a graduate of the University of Minnesota.
But did you take photography with Jim? God, why can't I remember his name?
Jim. God, that sounds familiar.
Hold on, let me drop him in my Jim Hinkle.
What's the last name?
Hinkle.
That I believe I did.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Somebody else on one of the podcasts I listened to took a class with him. I can't remember who.
Yeah.
So.
If I remember correctly, he would have been okay. So we're going back to 1983, 84.
Yeah, I think so. I think was there that long.
Yeah.
It might have been.
But we're also going way deep into my memory.
Oh.
So I think he taught my. No, it wasn't my first photography class. Must have been the second. And he was also the one that was in charge of the people who worked in the dark room. And I worked in the dark room. We got one credit of what they call directed study. And so we got college credit for working in the dark room. So sitting in the dark room with somebody else, BSing about cameras, rolling, hand rolling bulk film. It was probably the best credits I possibly ever could have gotten. Not for education, but for I just really enjoyed doing that. Yeah. I didn't. I majored in English, and I had to take I think it was just 2 more classes in order to get a minor in art, and it would have been photography. But one of those classes was color theory, and color theory, the way everybody who took it talked about color theory, that's the only class you better take that semester, and so I kind of shied away from it. I never got the minor, but I kind of wish I would have, but it was okay in the end.
I was earlier I was building some cameras. I left them in the hall. I'll bring one in.
Yeah, cool.
Right. Hey, Nicole, have you made any TLR progress? I feel like we probably talked yesterday, so probably went to work.
I'm waiting for those lenses. Once I get those lenses, then I'm going to start all over again.
Oh.
Okay, so why are you doing a TLR? Why aren't you doing a stereo camera?
Now, TLR is very cool. I support it.
Well, I love TLRs, so I just want one bigger,
What size?
I
saw one on eBay the other day that was a side-by-side TLR.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was made shot like this, and it had a view. You looked, it had like a periscope. Well, it probably was a pentaprism.
That was actually a passport camera you saw.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I looked at it. I looked at it also. It had a weird thing on top and it had a Polaroid back. But it was it was a Linhof, or it was the one I saw,
Yeah.
it had a divider in it, and it was for taking two pictures at once.
No, okay, yeah, I'm following you on that.
And this had a periscope type thing on top.
I think that the one I was looking at was silver, and I think it was German. But it was just a crazy. It was a crazy side-by-side TLR.
Oh wow.
This was a. Oh, I don't know what you saw.
Oh, apparently a TLR is also a handgun. So, yeah, here we go.
So Nicole, is yours a 4x5 or a 6x9 or what is it?
Well, I want to make it 12x12. That's yeah.
Oh baby, that's nice.
A biggie.
Wow. Oh yeah. That's gonna need wheels though.
It's gonna need a lot of.
I was wrong. It is not German, but let me show you.
Okay.
A tab. There we go. So this is the camera.
Hang on, let me take my.
Oh.
Oh. That's nice. That's beautiful.
Beard.
And it's not it.
Oh wow.
Okay, so here, this one has a waist level finder, but the one that I saw had, like a prism. A prism here.
Okay.
On the left, but do I have any more pictures? That's it.
It seems so silly, but it is so similar to just a rangefinder.
Right. Well, and it's also probably got a rangefinder in
it's not silly at all. I've thought about this quite a few times. It's actually much easier to build than a real rangefinder.
Okay.
I found the one I was looking at. Can I share my screen too?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
Down on the bottom, you'll see a button that says Present Now.
Yeah, and get me a bigger phone.
Oh. I got two screens, so let me, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. Oh, it was there for a moment.
Let me move it onto this screen. Can you see it?
There
now?
we go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I did see this.
That looks like a decapitated robot head.
It's a Wista. I thought it was German, but it's a Wista. So
Japanese.
Yeah, it was a little more money than I want. I don't need something. Yeah, it's weird.
So that's the Passport one.
Yeah, this is a Passport.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a Passport.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fuji made a bunch of them too.
Yeah, it has this divider.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So they wanted two identical pictures, and one would go in government secret file, and the other would go on your passport.
Right.
This is.
But you could use this as a 4x5 stereo if you want.
Yeah, when I was looking up stereo cameras, that came up.
Yeah, you could probably make it into one super easy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You just make it a little cross-eyed, and you're good to go.
How do I stop this now?
Down on the bottom, it should say "Stop presenting."
So what kind of? So you're working on a lens for 12x12. So that must be something pretty long, pretty big.
It is long, and I mean, right now I built it with magnifying glasses, and it's just,
Yeah, not quite enough.
The problem mostly is the mirror. This is the issue, because the mirror is pretty heavy, the one that I have now anyway. So that's a huge issue.
Is it glass?
Yeah, it's glass.
This is 12 by 12 centimeters or inches?
Inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You're in Montreal.
Yes, I am.
What is that in centimeters? Come on.
Well, it's going to be the same size, dude.
312 centimeters.
It'll be way bigger. It's
Ethan,
okay. Let's see.
Ethan, you know, the last time when we spoke, when I was on the show, you said I'd have a bigger camera in a year, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
You said 16 by 20. It's less than a year now, so.
Uh-huh. I will race you to it. You're probably going to beat me. I think there's a lot of people working on it.
You're both going to beat me. I have all the parts for an 8 by 10, but I have some assembly required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nicole, where are you getting the lenses from? Are you ordering them from?
The lenses I'm using now for the 12 by 12, they're just magnifying glass lenses. That's what I have. But I did find lenses on eBay, 2 identical ones, but they're not. They're 165. So they're not going to be big enough for a 12 by 12. So I might have to actually make one smaller than what I had gone to do. So I don't know.
Have you
I just.
Have you thought about acromats from Surplus yet?
Yeah, that's.
No, I didn't.
They have some air-spaced acromats that I don't know what they came out of, but so you probably need a 300 or something in that size.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, if you go to surplusshed.com, I mean, it's better than a magnifier, but it still has a lot of swirly fall off at the edges.
Oh, that's okay. Thanks for that. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, that place has got a lot of lenses for really good prices.
Great.
Yeah. The other thing I'm running into is that if you don't need a shutter, there's a lot of really old lenses that are big and cover a lot. They're surprising. So I have a couple that I'll check out, but I'm kind of like veering towards the $20 to $40 range. But old lenses, old ones that have big image circles and really nice diaphragms, and they're just, I don't know, they're.
You know what I've been thinking about as something to look for lenses for ultra large format is, you guys remember opaque projectors?
Yeah,
I have one.
Okay, well, somebody go hit Nick over the head and steal his opaque projector lens.
I'm too far away.
Nicole, do you remember opaque projectors?
Not really.
No, Nicole's young.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so this was these were.
It's a Fred Flintstone kind of thing.
Well, they were designed to project like a book page, and they had these incredibly bright lights, and then a 90-degree mirror. Okay, let me make sure that I'm in the
like
picture.
An overhead projector.
Well, but the problem was the book would sit in the bottom and it would light up just with the lights that would blind you. I mean, they were
because it wasn't like shining a light through a transparent piece, like an overhead projector. This was like they just were like trying to show you what was in the book, right?
And then it would come up, bounce off the mirror, and go through a lens that I would not be surprised was 5 inches in diameter.
Yeah, and it had to be decent,
Yeah. And I remember. Okay, so I'm 55. So I started school in 1970, and I remember seeing one in high school as like the first time that I came across any of these things. Came across one in high school, and it looked like it was from the 40s. Because I mean, this was the precursor to overhead transparencies. And
we still had them, and I was an AV nerd in the 60s and 70s. I'd say the early 70s, and we still had them. We used them.
But they weren't new, were they?
No,
they were.
They were. Yeah, they were
40s.
Yeah,
So I've looked a couple of times on eBay for opaque projectors. Now, here's the deal: is you can get an opaque projector made brand new today from like Dick Blick Art Supplies, so they're much smaller, but that might be a source. That actually may be overkill for 12 by 12.
Yeah, maybe, but
12 by 24, it wouldn't be overkill.
One of the manufacturers, I saw one on eBay recently. They're not that expensive, but Bessler was one of the manufacturers of those, and the one I saw was a 15-inch lens, but maybe 4 inches in diameter. So,
I wonder if you could build one of those into a reflective projector or a reflective enlarger for paper negative thing to do.
Oh, interesting.
Joe has been talking about a DIY reflective enlarger for a long time, which is not something I really want to touch. Although one of these days I would really like to work on like a DIY enlarger kit. It's something that I've been thinking more and more about.
Yeah, the thing that I'm wondering is you might have to house that thing in like a separate room. So
because
like
it's so bright
through a wall, because there was so much light leaking from
it would need some serious light baffling, right? Because and it would probably need cooling, because even, I mean, maybe you could do it with LEDs these days, but I mean, something that bright is bound to be hot.
So this is the idea. The light comes in here. I mean, you can see the cooling fins on the side of it. So the light, you would put in a book, and then if I remember correctly, you would raise it up against a piece of glass, and there's a 90-degree mirror up near where the lens is, and it was just I just actually thought it was the coolest thing in the world when I first saw it, because I saw it in high school, and you know, I wasn't quite a full AV nerd, but I was AV nerd adjacent, and I just remember that. Yeah, I was the kid who always threaded the projector.
Nice.
So
that means you were an AV nerd. I'm sorry to tell you.
No. So
yeah.
So Chris, how about your camera?
Oh, okay. It's because of that Smithsonian article on that lost solargraph, and I'm just making some. Sorry.
Hang on a sec, Chris. I'm gonna pin you. Say. Okay, now you're full size.
I'm just making some beer can solargraph cameras, but I just decided to put the lens in the center, the top, to make it a
anamorphic.
Yeah, though I think the water is going to collect in the inside here. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try. I'm going to put some on my roof, see if I can get some anamorphic solargraphs.
Hey, Chris. The problem that I see on that is that there's a lip around the top. You know, there's that raised edge. I'm wondering if there's anything you could do where you could cut it off and maybe put a flat piece of aluminum across the top, and then water wouldn't collect in that cup area and go into the can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just put a, plastic.
A little hat.
A little hat, yeah.
Yeah. What's the beer there? What?
National Bohemian.
Oh man, we don't got that in Florida.
That's ideal for an art camera.
Yeah.
I had the on my webpage. I made a 35 millimeter camera out of these, and if you go to my website Pinhole Blender and go to Pop Top Pinholes, I made it so that a 35 millimeter roll of film would fit inside of it, and you could wind it through.
Cool.
It was but nobody would ever buy it from the website. You could only sell. I'd only sell them if I went to like Christmas marts or stuff like that.
Oh,
The F295 conference, I would pay for my hotel room by selling those.
Cool.
Cool.
But nobody else wants them. So
Internet commerce is a full-time tough gig, regardless of whatever product you have.
yeah, I'm selling a lot of film now. So I got a whole bunch of film that nobody wanted that was given to me. So
Cool.
I'm
What kind of film?
Yeah.
do you need any 8x10 tech pan?
Jeez.
Theoretically, if I finish my camera, yeah.
Wow.
I had a neighbor who gave me expired 8x10 Velvia, and I'm kind of like,
Oh.
I'm kind of afraid of it, but I've got to just shoot it.
Yeah.
This stuff goes. This stuff sells regularly on eBay for $15 a roll,
Ooh.
Right.
and it's 20 years out of date.
What is it?
Yeah, but it's TechPan. It's super
Yeah.
slow. It'll
Tech-
be fine. It'll be
TechPan
totally
will-
usable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Stan
I
developed an
sold-
8x10 sheet of it. There you go.
Yeah. I just sold 200-foot cans of that. That's what financed the Chamonix.
I
Cool.
think though that I would probably save money by dipping a $20 bill in some silver nitrate. And
I just sold a 4x5 tech pan to somebody in Canada for $86.
Wow. How many
Yeah.
sheets?
25 sheets.
That's not bad. That's not a bad
Well.
at all.
Yeah, well, I guess it's not, but it didn't cost me a thing.
Yeah.
I hope they don't hear this.
About 4 years ago, I was looking for TechPan. I was, in fact, actually, that was what got me to buy the lot. But I ended up buying 18 100-foot cans of film, of various film. There was, and I paid $180 for 18 cans, and it was, I still keep it and shoot it, AGFA APX 100. I
Yeah,
had,
that's a beautiful film.
yeah, I had 300 feet of that.
Wow.
Then there were 2 cans of AGFA Chrome 100. I kept one can, sold the other can for like $86. You know, so
I wish I had some of the old film that people have given me. There was a commercial production house that was shooting a commercial in black and white, 35 millimeter black and white motion picture, and they really wanted to do it with double X, and it was causing them too much problems, so they switched the color and had it converted at the lab, but they dumped all the rolls on me.
Cool.
And I didn't have any good place to store it, and they eventually got ruined. I don't know, but they originally gave me 30 1,000-foot rolls.
Wow.
Whoa.
What you could do with that right now?
I know.
Each
Buy a house.
1,000-foot roll is worth $1,000.
Probably, I know.
you know, if you cut it in 100-foot rolls, they go for $100.
I had somebody had lent me 35 millimeter rewinds from school, and I was spooling them down. But I couldn't get students. I couldn't get our students to take it. I had bulk film loaders and cans that were available. Students just had to wind it themselves, and they wouldn't do it.
Oh my God!
It was just wasted.
Yeah.
So I don't know whatever happened. We moved about 6 years ago to a new facilities, and I couldn't save anymore. I saved so much stuff. I mean, that's where this tech pan came from. But I have, if anybody needs any, I don't know, I couldn't ship it to you, but I saved 15 rolls of mural paper that were that people had given me. They're out of date, you know.
Wow.
Waiting for some project.
I have come to the conclusion I am not good in the darkroom, and I'm in the process of giving away my 4x5 enlarger that somebody gave to me. You know, I mean, I could sell it, I'm sure, but it was given to me. It needs to be given, right?
Yeah.
But that what do you call it? Who are we admitting?
This is Albert. Albert.
Oh, hey, Albert.
Everybody. Albert, introduce yourself. I'm counting and packing.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, you've been on a couple of things that I've been on.
Introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, no, I love my OG.
Hey, Albert, you got to shut off your. You can't stream me while you talk, because then we get loops. No, don't shut off your camera. Just shut off the stream and then come back to Google Hangouts.
Is it working?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry, it's hard to tell because
cool.
obviously I get Zoom burnout. I've been on Zoom for 4 hours earlier this evening.
Oh God.
Cool.
Hey,
That's
Albert.
that's my Tuesday and Thursday. Well, this next semester is going to be a little bit easier, but on Tuesday I start at 8 and end at 4:45.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday I start at 9:30 and end at 4:45. But it's going to be a little bit easier this semester coming up.
Yeah, no, this wasn't a class. This was a bunch of MFA studio visits at FBA. So it wasn't anything, like, it wasn't stressful. It was like, hey, I got to meet a bunch of artists in like.
Okay, cool.
There's no stress. So for me, it's not anything bad. So.
Still, sitting in that same chair. One of the first things
to be fair, you're all now on a Zoom call for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the only one doing work here.
One of the when COVID hit, and it was obvious that we're going to be at home. I went to work and got my Herman Miller chair. You know, and you can laugh and say that it's ridiculous.
No, it's super smart.
Spend $1,000 on a chair. Oh, worth every penny. I didn't spend it. Somebody else spent that, but those chairs are worth it. Ethan, what's going out?
Oh, I'm packing this wholesale order of film trays.
Oh yeah.
Of these boxes.
Okay,
just gonna mute myself while I tape.
Ethan, what were those things with all the holes in it? Were those film trays? Earlier that you were going.
Oh,
that's nice.
Oh.
Making trays that hold 4 Polaroids, and in order to scan them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I just looked at the time and saw that my wife went to bed. So I think it's time that I'm going to say, I'll see y'all later.
Later.
Good Good night, dude.
Good night.
Packing what I should have finished by 5 today, but took me a good long time to actually do. So wanted to finish before tomorrow.
Who's that?
It's good. The sounds of Ethan's scraping.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna mute myself. You guys can continue to hang out. I'll be done scraping in a
I
little
like
bit.
the sounds. I'm kind of curious.
Well-
Has all the noise I'm making been super disruptive, or is it kind of background?
No.
What noise are you making?
Everybody's
Yeah,
making
well,
noise.
I'm building a fire in the stove and like cooking food and stuff. You're not hearing all that?
No.
No.
Oh.
Well, that's good. So this little earbud thing doesn't work too bad then.
You have noise. Fine.
Yeah, some of we had a fancy microphone earlier that Graham made me buy. That it just picked everything up, you know. And you were a hostage to the microphone. Couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to hear more about Nicole's twin lens reflex camera. That is it basically your normal tall stacked with a viewing lens on top and a big taking lens lower down.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So that would be pretty easy to put some wheels on, like baby carriage wheels, so that you could trundle it around. You know, in fact, you might even disguise it as a child in a one of those jogger strollers would be perfect. You know.
No,
I got a more ambitious idea for Nicole's next project. We're gonna have a TLR, that's a 2-story house. Break down like a big hole between both floors. Put a big mirror in one room, and just have it see pictures through the window.
Oh, so like a whole house TLR, basically.
Yes. You gotta go even bigger.
Well, that's good, but then you're gonna have to like herd the models in front of the house, like instead
That's
of.
fine. I mean, the old saying is that build and then you'll claim. Wasn't that an old saying?
Well, I guess a couple of cattle dogs, you know, and you'd be all set.
I think it's Bull Durham quote. He was like, build the baseball field and they'll come watch the game.
Well, I'm looking forward to.
How have you been, Albert?
Oh, fairly tired. I've been in the art studio. I just finished another photography art competition forum.
Okay.
We'll see whether I get more grants or if I get more exhibitions. So everything's been going really well.
Oh, good. That's good.
The only negative is I love the OG, but I did not realize carrying 8 film holders with so much weight, it just kills your back after 10 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. My back is bothering me right now.
I know. But I'm going to be less fat for Christmas shooting Ethan's camera. So Ethan will have to develop a new series of fitness tapes.
That's a good idea.
We need a pterodactyl headband and wristband.
And
Oh,
wristband.
definitely. Oh yeah. Right. Oh, definitely. Terry cloth, stretchy.
I want to be Jerry Simmons.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. I don't know if he can hear us, but we'll just make sure that he does it.
So Nicole, do you have any more photos of your in progress PLR or not yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
And hey, Nicole, I doing some searching on eBay for you, and
Oh.
I found two different 14-inch overhead projector. Opaque projector lenses. So they're but two different sites. One is it's in Canada, so I guess
That's good.
That wouldn't be it'll be less shipping. It says free international shipping, and it's $65 Canadian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the I'll share the screen with you so you can look
Okay.
at this.
Thanks, Chris.
I just
We did get Nicole a U.S. condo, so we can just ship stuff for cheaper, and then she just brings it up from Montreal.
So I'm
and then
kinda,
there's another one in the United States.
I'm wondering if you have to flip it around backward because it's designed to pick up the subject is meant to be about 18 inches away or 16 inches away, and then it's projecting. So it's like a projector lens basically.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means you have to flip it around backwards or if that
I don't think so, because I think it depends on where the light source falls.
Oh, okay.
So the only negative is you might get a lot of chromatic aberration, because unless it's some really like well-built glass, and I don't know if there's since it's not an aspheric combination,
Right.
lens,
Yeah, they might not have been. They might
distortion.
not have been ambitious enough to try and transmit color particularly well. Yeah.
Do you see this?
Yes, I do.
but
So I don't know if you.
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
yeah, but you know what? I mean, I don't know, Nicole, if you're really going to be interested in shooting color. Like, you're probably going to want to use black and white paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you don't really need to worry about chromatic aberration is not going to impact that.
Yeah,
so
it's not going to matter.
And to be honest, you don't need to even worry so much about color rendition. You're trying to just achieve that look. You know?
Right. And if it's a little off, you can throw a filter on it. So because black and white, yeah.
Yeah, one artist you may want to look at is Vera Luter. She actually she's like my favorite. Like, she builds cameras just about from anything, and she's really one of my favorite photographers of all time.
And here's the other one. It's in the United States. It's in Oregon, but it's $39.99, and they're both the same. They look like they're the same size, same series. So, since you need two of them, it might be the right thing for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take their names down.
Yeah, Vera Luter. It's Lutter.
And opaque projectors are a thing that you might even be able to find. I mean, we used to be able to go to school auctions and find stuff like that. I don't know, maybe it's all auctioned off by now, but used to be.
They're still around. They're pretty cheap.
Yep.
Used
Used to be the kind of thing you could pick up the whole thing for nothing. So.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, no trouble.
Yeah, that's worth a shot. And then, of course, the other thing is, reproduction lenses of one kind or another, and projection lenses that are big. And that stuff's out there. And I think if you ask enough people, you'll find someone who has a good lead on that kind of thing. I've stumbled on one giant lens. I don't have two, so I can't do a twin lens camera. So I'm going to do a single lens. But eventually you'll stumble across something really big. And
Most
gotta keep looking.
yeah. No,
most of those for those old process or printing shop lenses were.
Right.
Well, we had one, and it was a 300 millimeter lens on it, but it would, because they were shooting at
still,
like that. But
yeah,
that's because
decent.
they were shooting close-ups.
Sure,
So,
but mine's a 610 millimeter lens, so I'm sure it'll cover 12 by 12 at infinity.
oh yeah.
Oh, for
and
sure.
and at 1-to-1, it's poster size. It's like 42 inches. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But if it's 1-to-1, does that mean when you use it, it's gonna crop the image?
1-to-1 with a 42-inch negative size is just fine for portraits.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see every freaking pore on the person, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna be pulling over pores.
So I think that's another option, and the trick is just to find one that is just hanging out there where nobody cares about it, and then
Yeah.
that's I just stumbled on one.
Hey, you guys want to see what I got for Chinese Hanukkah?
Sure.
Hello.
Let's see. I just got, I guess they're out of frame, all of these bags of screws for the Mongoose. Chinese Hanukkah is like where you get parts every day delivered, but none of them are necessarily fun to play with. Not yet. They will be.
So are your Hanukkah presents fun?
I just do Chinese Hanukkah these days.
There you go.
All of my presents have been motors and screws and plastic, whatnot.
That's what we need is a 3D printed menorah.
Actually, if you could get a printer that would print right in paraffin, you know it could be a self-consuming.
Interesting. I think you could actually print in wax pretty reasonably with minimal modification to the firmware.
There you go.
Not something I'm going to get into, though.
I'm sure it would stink pretty bad.
It might smell like wax. Would be all right. Better than burning acrylic. Oh boy. Glad to be about done with that for a while.
Not good.
Yeah, man. I've been burning through it for 4 days now.
Yeah, you want good ventilation. That's going to be.
You do. I have a blower fan, but it's as loud as a jet engine. It's very unpleasant.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I got to do next? What time is it?
Oh, I have a question for Nicole. Do you have?
It's 11.
Do you have any cameras right now that take 4x5?
Yep.
All right. Good.
Why?
Oh, I have an idea. All right.
What's your idea?
Oh, that's the secret.
It's a surprise. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's write my to-do list.
So, Chris, you do direct positives? R4?
Oh yeah, I have some. They're here somewhere.
Yeah, I see your colors are very nice.
Sometimes my colors are nice. Sometimes my colors are crap. And I I thought I only had 2 packages of paper in my darkroom. One was Kodak glossy, and one was Fuji luster. But it turns out, and I thought there was, feeling it in the dark, putting it in the camera. It was a smooth paper that I was finding was coming out perfect. But then I looked at the back and it says Fuji on it. I have a matte surface Fuji also somewhere. So it was confusing. All my Kodak is green, and my luster Fuji is a little on the blue side. But if you do it in direct sunlight with the filtration that I use do you know what there a number 85 Kodak Raton filter? It's called what's it called? I can't remember. I actually use a gel for a light instead. And I use three of them stacked on top of each other. I figure it's the paper was originally set for tungsten light, and then you had this orange negative base to it from the negative, so you had to correct for all of that. So color CTO is what it's called in the lighting industry.
Okay.
So I use 3 CTOs on top.
Okay, I see.
And I bought them from B&H as a single sheet 20 by 24 acetate gel that I cut down.
Okay.
And that's worked for me. But Ethan would use a whole bunch of his black and white contrast filters. Whatever works for you, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Somebody was showing me something that maybe it was David Khrushchev. He was using, what was it? It was a tungsten filter. It was either doubled up or a 2x tungsten filter for daylight film as a base, and then he was using some set of warm filters. Looked very good. I certainly have not mastered that part of the process yet.
I was thinking for a while that a lot of my excess blue was from just UV light because when I first started doing color printing before I had a color head, I knew there was a clear UV filter that I'd put in my filter pack in my little Bessler enlarger. So I was frantically trying to find that, thinking that would take out the UV, but I don't know. I can't find those old filters.
That is a really clever thought.
Yeah.
To keep that in mind the next time I get to play with it.
I definitely want to use filters more, and I recently found or inadvertently got a set of ones that fit on the old Graflex Optar lenses. So that was nice. The slip-on ones, because they don't have the threaded fronts.
Yeah, I made a slip-on one for my. I've been having a really hard time trying to find filters for my. I have an old German Makina Plaubow, and they don't. I think they had their own pitch. They might be 38 millimeters, which nobody sells a 38 millimeter, and yeah. So I used a lens cap that I cut out the center of it and glued it to a step-up ring so that I could use a bigger filter on it.
That's a good idea.
It looks ugly. It looks really ugly.
So it can't be any uglier than my idea. I was just gonna find like a filter and for my large front end, just duct tape it on there, like really thick.
But you can. Well, after I made this, I also bought some because I have a lot of gelatin filters, and they're hard to. they're hard to put on my other large format lenses, but my Fuji lenses all have a 52 millimeter mount. So I bought a 52 millimeter to 77 millimeter step up that I can screw into the front, and then I can use binder clips to binder clip the larger filters onto the frame.
Okay.
So as long as they don't bend the filter and get too much reflections.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to make sure the diameter of your filter is larger than whatever you're putting on there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I'm not too worried.
It just took an hour to print 37 pages.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
That sounds
Or
painful.
however long I've been sitting here.
Like 37 pages of.
My they were retirement disability forms for my sister, but the my laser printer has a problem that it's 19 years old and I should replace it. It will only handle, I can only put one sheet of paper in it at a time. Multiple sheets will cause it to jam. So I then moved, I borrowed a P800 from work so I could learn how to do quad tone rips software for large format printing. And so for some reason, the only driver that's on it is the quad tone rip driver, and that only allows it to print, fine quality, which I don't need for these things. And it's a inkjet, so it takes, it takes a couple of minutes per page. So,
Wow.
and I need these forms by tomorrow morning. So,
That's going to be a bummer.
yeah, I've got 40 pages done so far. I just gotta look to see what else I need. I need forms 20, 21, and 129. The hell is this?
Hey, you guys, I gotta go. It was really nice hanging out.
All right.
Hope
Good night,
to see
Nick.
you again soon. Okay,
See
See you.
Bye.
I have no clue. I'm gonna go too.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to talk. Do you want me to just sit here? I'm gonna look for forms for a while.
That's fine. I don't care.
Okay. Okay.
Tomorrow I'm very excited. I will make my first attempt to eat vegan Italian sausage. So I'm excited. That means I don't have to be unhealthy and enjoy Italian sausage.
Are you turning vegan or are you just experimenting?
No, I'm just trying to eat healthier. I mean, the thing I can't really give up very easily is chicken, which is part of my diet anyway.
But
Hey.
you don't have to give that up.
No,
No.
I'm still working. What's up?
But I don't know. I'm still waiting for our KFC to get beyond KFC to come here. Then I will truly be happy. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Salt Lake City surprisingly is very easy to find healthy food, so I'm very grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Nicole, as you're building your TLR, are you actually
I'm
doing
sorry?
any sketches of the semantic? Or doing it by eyeballing everything pretty much?
Actually, I
What
don't
about the
really
one that you poured water on?
sketch it out, to be honest. I took a Yashica apart, and that's kind of how I'm going about building it. Just kind of looking at the parts and the pieces, and just doing it from there. That's really
It's
how
not easy. I mean, if you're doing it by that method without actual engineering pre-planning, I gotta admire you because I don't know. It's kind of like working with Legos, you know?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
But you have a lot harder job because unlike Legos, they don't really give you there's not much leeway. So Legos, the bricks are
it's a very old
pre-made,
computer now.
easy to forge that.
But I am trying to really think about maybe building it out of wood, but again, the issue, it's gonna get very heavy. You see?
Yeah, I'm trying to build some
So
orders.
I don't know. I'm gonna make.
Having some problems with this one, and then it's just been days of filling orders, days to go. I'm actually on a live stream right now. I just muted myself
need
and
to
let
get
these
a-
guys talk behind me. But
Because
yeah,
it
I've
feels
been
yes,
live
dude,
streaming,
but you can single-handedly do
building
this.
things.
Maybe we should like crash in Albuquerque for like a vacation and just volunteer our time to
Yeah.
Okay,
maybe build mongoose.
sounds good.
Or,
Mongooses.
Oh,
mongoose.
Mongooses.
all right, bye.
I don't even know what the plural is, but I don't know.
Actually, I'm curious to know, why did he choose that name? Why that title?
No clue, but I guess it's because it's not patented, so it wouldn't infringe on anyone else's other animals. I mean, it's my best guess, but I mean, OG is, a good name. I really like it because
Thanks. Yeah, no, it
Okay.
was it was just kind of coming up with a name that would get search engine optimization and was sort of sounded like something memorable. I actually don't love it, but it's worked out all right.
Well, I love the name, but I'm not.
Thanks, Albert.
It is. So, I mean, actually, homunculus is a very lovely name too.
Thanks. I like that one too. A friend of mine.
I thought it was really brilliant, but I don't know. Like, my friends can't spell that, so
Yep.
I actually started calling it the H69.
Yeah,
just
that's
like what?
yeah, that's reasonable.
But I mean, I think getting the OG has really made me very happy to shoot large format for the first time.
Cool.
Oh,
Have you developed some pictures yet?
I just it's going to take a while. I got 8 more things or 8 more frames, and then I'm going to get them developed. So
cool.
Do you develop yourself, Albert?
No, my mom's not going to let me use the bathroom. I mean, she already thinks I'm nuts being a photography major at school. So I don't need to scare her, because then she's going to think I'm like Walter White and get my ass busted. She's like, Deca, that sounds like crystal meth. I'm like, no, Mom, that ain't no crystal meth. That's already in a previous TV show, and I'm no Bryan Cranston. So, I got to show you. Sorry, Ethan, this isn't your definition, but this is a cool Dora Goodman that I got for a Pinot. So, comes with a flipper dipper.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's a
What's the pinhole size? Big?
I don't know, actually. I'll have to research it. I just got it recently. She has it with my name, because it's she actually does these skins and stuff. I guess that's what she's big on.
Okay.
So she can print your name on it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. At least I wanted my name, because then I couldn't lose it at school, right? I mean, there's only like one Albert in the art school. So, but like Nicole would be cool if I had that name, but we have too many Nicoles, so we'll make each Nicole with that camera go to,
Okay, hey guys, it is 9:30 for me, and I need to reprint this this order one more time and go to sleep. And I will be here doing much the same tomorrow. maybe I will do that. If you guys want to, does everybody know how to find each other off of here? The chat,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to close the window when I turn this computer off.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
gonna go to bed soon, anyways. But
It's
nice
pretty
to
late
talk
when
to
we
you.
know.
Okay, cool hanging out.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chris, very much for the
Thank
info.
you again, everybody.
Yeah, good night.